Hello students, welcome to Time YouTube channel for bank and SSC exams. Today's session we will take up data interpretation for IBPS RRB PO main examination. This session we will taking up Caselet based set and we'll be looking at pie chart. 5 plus 5, 10 questions, one set based on Caselet and one set based on pie chart. So let's start students. Let's begin with the first set. Before that, if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly do subscribe Time for Bank SSC CGL. If you are already subscribed, click on the bell icon to get all the latest updates from us. Let's move it. So this was a set based on Caselet. This was a set based on Caselet. I'll give you 2-3 minutes of time. Please, all of you, kindly go through this data. Then we will start solving this. You need to put this data, read it carefully, put this data in the form of table. Then you need to solve the questions. Right? All of you read the data. All of you read the data. Right. If you have any questions or queries, you can post it in the chat box. Just read this data, then we'll continue. Okay, let's look at this. Certain number of passengers travel by 3 trains A, B and C from station Pune on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. So obviously, passengers are traveling by 3 different trains, train A, train B, train C from station Pune on 3 different days, Monday, Wednesday and Friday, right? The ratio of passengers of B who traveled on Monday, Wednesday and Friday is 7:9:8, and the number of passengers ABC who traveled on Monday is 6:7:2. Okay, so it is about B information, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and number of passengers ABC who traveled on Monday 6:7:2. The number of passengers of A who traveled on Monday is 80% of number of passengers of A who traveled on Wednesday. Okay, the ratio of number of passengers of C who traveled on Monday to Friday 3:11. On Friday, the number of passengers of A is 9,200, which is 50% of B and C together. The number of passengers of C who traveled on Wednesday is 3,400, more than A on the same day. Okay, let's look at this. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We have 3 types of trains. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We have 3 types of trains here. A, train B, and we have train C starting from Pune. Different passengers traveling from on 3 different days, Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Okay, let's start with A. We got some information about A here. The number of passengers of A who traveled on Monday is 80% of the passengers who traveled on A on Wednesday. Okay, this point is over. A is 80% of who travel on Wednesday. If Wednesday is 100, who traveled on Monday is 80%, 80. So obviously these two are in the ratio of 4:5. So 4P Monday, on Wednesday it is 5P. Okay, let me take B here. The ratio of number of passengers who traveled on B on Monday, Wednesday, Friday is 7:9:8. So 7Q, 9Q, 8Q. 2 different ratios. We are taking 2 different variables. 7:9:8. 7Q, 9Q, and 8Q. right? So we'll come back to this point later. Let us look at C. The ratio of number of passengers of C who traveled on Monday to Friday. This is the ratio of Monday to Friday, 3:11. So 3 are, 1 second. This is 3R and this is 11R. 3R, 3:11. So 3R is to 11R. Right? Then I'll come back to this information little later. We have left one more point here, right? Where is this point? This one. The number of passengers of ABC who traveled on Monday is 6:7:2. This is information on Monday. 6K. This is different ratio. I'm taking 6K, 7K, and it is 2K. So obviously these two are on Monday only. So these have to be equal. Fine. Now we have got some more information here. Number of passengers who traveled on Friday, the number of passengers of A is 9,200. This number is given. A on Friday is 9,200, which is 50% of passengers who traveled on B and C. So obviously B and C together must be, I'm writing here, 8Q plus 11R is equal to 18,400. Number of passengers who traveled on A is 9,200, which is 50% of B and C together. So B and C should be double, 18,400. 50% means half of them are in A. So 8Q plus 11R must be 18,400. Right? Then we have another information here. The number of passengers of C who traveled on Wednesday is 3,400 more than A who traveled on the same day. So C on Wednesday, 3,400 more than who traveled on A on same Wednesday, 5P. So C has to be 5P plus 3,400. Right? So number of passengers of C who travel on Wednesday is 3,400 more than A who traveled on Wednesday. We got entire information here. Now, key point is, this is one important information. This equation 8Q plus 11R is 18,400. Right? Now, how to solve this particular, how to go about this particular set? Now, if you see these two, take the ratio of A and B. 4P upon 7Q is equal to 6K upon 7K. These two are equal, 6K, 7K, 2K. So ratio I'm taking. Now, KK will be nullified, 7 will be nullified, 2 3s, 2 2s. So P upon Q or P is to Q is 3:2. Okay. Let me take Q and R. 7Q upon 3R is equal to 7K upon 2K. KK will be nullified, 7 will be cancelled. Q upon R is equal to 3 upon 2. Or we know Q is to R is 3:2. You know P is to Q, you know Q is to R. So obviously we can find out P is to Q is to R. So 9 is to, obviously this is 6:4. So P is equal to 9A, Q is equal to 6A, and R is equal to 4A. It is ratio, so I'm taking it as 9 into some constant, 6 into some constant, 4 into some constant. So I'm copying this data on the next page. 8Q plus 11R, 8Q plus 11R is 18,400. Right? Then we have P is to Q is to R, 9 is to 6:4. So P is equal to 9A, Q is equal to 6A, R is equal to 4A. Now substituting Q and R values here, 8 into 6A, I can say directly 48A. 8 into 6A is nothing but 48A. 11 into 4A, 44A is 18,400. My 92A is equal to 18,400. 92 goes 2 times in 184. So my A value is 200. So when A value is 200, my P is 1800. My Q is 6 into 2, 1200. My R is 4 into 2, 800. So I got my P value, Q value, and R value. P is 1800, Q 1200, and R is 800, right? Now P 1800. Let me substitute here 4 into 18, 7200. P is 1800, so this is 9000, right? I will take with a different ink. 1 second. We'll use different color here. So P is how much? 1800. So this is 7200. 5 into 1800 is 9000. This is 3400 more, 12400. Right? Anywhere else P? No. How much is Q? We got Q is equal to 1200. 7 into 12, this is 8400. 9 into 12, 10,800. 8 into 12, 9600. We got R as how much? 800. Right. Take R 800, substitute here. 3 into 8, 2400. And 11 into 8, 8800. I got almost all the values now. Right. Let's move it. Same values, I put it in tabular form here. 7200, 8400, 2400. Okay. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 7200, 9000. This is like this table. So A 7200, 9000, 9200. Same thing I have copied here. 7200, 9000, 9200. Then B 8400, 10,800, 9600. Right. C 2400, 12,400, 8,800. Right. We got the values here. Once you get all these values, it is easy for you to solve the questions. Right. So putting this data, whenever it is caselet, we always suggest that caselet should be taken up towards the end of your examination. Prelim caselet to some extent is okay. It will be of 1 or 2 paragraphs and data will not have so many variables. If you can crack, that is easy to crack. That too, we always suggest that prelim exam also you take up caselet towards the end. Main exam definitely towards the end. It will be lengthy like this. Or if you look at, this is RRB PO. If you look at SBA PO and IBPS PO, you have still more variables and more conditions and huge data will be given. So you try all other areas. Once everything else is completed, time is left over, then you can try, because somewhere you made a mistake in the entire data, the entire data will get disturbed and you'll be making mistakes in the exam. So to be very, very careful while solving these caselets. One thing is there, if you have solved it, if you got the values, then questions would be cakewalk for you. It is very, very easy to solve the questions. Questions won't demand much time. Only thing is that your attention should be on putting the data in a structured format and filling that data carefully. Right? Getting this data, let's move ahead and solve the question, students. Okay. First one, find the total number of passengers who traveled on Monday by all the trains together. Okay. Monday total is asking you. Monday, this one, 7,200. This is Monday total, right? So if you add this, this is 1,000, 15, 16, 17 plus 1, 18,000. 18,000 is present in choice 1. 18,000 is present in choice 1. Okay, next question. The number of passengers of B who travel on Wednesday is what percentage more than A on Monday? B on Wednesday, what percentage more than passengers who traveled by A on Monday? A on Monday 7,200. B on Wednesday is 10,800. Right? I can remove these common factors. Then 4 27s, 4 18s, again 9 3s, 9 2s. Clearly, it is what percentage more? Difference 1 by smaller value 2 into 100. It has to be 50%. Removing common factor will make your calculations easy. Or directly you want to solve, you can do this here. Difference is 3,600 by 7,200 into 100. Anyways, you can. 1 upon 2, it is 50%. Or remove the common factor, I am getting 3 and 2, so it is 50% more. Right? Let's move it. Find the difference between number of passengers of C who traveled on Wednesday to that on Friday. Okay, C Wednesday is 12,400 and Friday is 8,800. So difference if you take here, it will be 3,600, choice 4. Clearly 12,400 minus 8,800. You add 1,200, it will be 10,000. So 2,400 more plus 1,200, it has to be 3,600. If you add 1,200, it is 1,200 less than 10,000. This is 2,400 more, so it has to be 3,600. What is the ratio of total number of passengers? Do you have any questions? No. Okay, let's move it. What's the ratio of total number of passengers of C who traveled on Wednesday and Monday to A who traveled on Wednesday and Friday? Now, if you see here C on Wednesday and Monday, C on Wednesday and Monday, add these two. 14,800. Okay. Ratio of A on Wednesday and Friday. A on Wednesday and Friday is 9,000 plus 9,200. It is 18,200. Now, 279s, 74, sorry, 274s and 291s. So, ratio is 74 is to 91. It is present in choice 2. Questions won't demand much time. Questions won't take much time. So, only thing is that you have to get this data. Once you get this data, you can solve the questions easily. So, last question from this set, students. The number of passengers who traveled by A on Thursday, 20% more than Wednesday. Okay. And find the number of passengers who traveled by A on Thursday. So, number of passengers who traveled by A on Thursday is 20% more than who traveled on Wednesday. A on Wednesday is 9,000, 20% more. 10% 900, 20% 1800. So, 10,800. I can say 20% more. You can also do like this. It should be 120%. 120% means 6 upon 5 of 9,000. 1800 into 6, it is 10,800. 10,800 is present in choice 5. Is present in choice 5. Right? So, let's move it. Study the following pie charts and answer the questions that follow. The pie chart shows percentage-wise distribution of students who are taking coaching in 5 institutes in a year. A, B, C, D, E are 5 institutes. The first pie chart gives me total number of students who is taking the coaching. It is sum of students taking online and offline. Okay, this is total number of students who are taking coaching. This is online coaching plus offline coaching together. Online coaching plus offline coaching together. What is my second pie chart talking about? My second pie chart is talking about number of students taking online coaching. So, number of students who are taking, total number of students who are taking coaching is 2 lakhs. Out of this 2 lakhs, 80,000 is students who are taking online coaching, right? Then 80, if you remove this 2 lakhs minus 80,000, obviously 1,20,000 are the students who are taking offline coaching. You can take ratio also. Let's see, depending on the questions, we will take a call. Let's look at few questions here. Okay, this question is percentage. Next question is ratio. This is actual value, actual value. So, it is better you put down these values here. So, what we do is, we can, maybe one odd question, we can take ratio and solve. But let us put down these values. These are very easy. So, total is 2 lakhs. Right? How much is 10% of 2 lakh? If I take 2 lakhs, how much is 10%? 20,000. You have to put a point after one digit. 1%, it is 2,000. Similarly, you take 80,000. 80,000. How much is 10%? 8,000. How much is 1%? 800. So, A is 21%. How do you get 21%? 20% plus 1%. 10% 20,000. So, 20% will be 40,000 plus 1% 2,000. 42,000. Obviously, 20% plus 1%. 20% is double of 10%. 20,000 double 40,000 and 1% you add it 2,000. It has to be 42,000. B is 15%. Simple. 10% plus 5%. 5% is how much? Half of 10%. So, it is 10,000. 20 plus 10, it is 30,000. Look at this one. C is 18%. 18% would be 20%, 40,000 minus 2%. So, 40,000 minus 4, it is 36,000. Right? Obviously, it is 20%, 40,000. I want 18%. Remove 2%. 2% will be 4,000. Or you just put a point here. When you know 20, 2% will be 4,000. 40 minus 4 is 36. What is 22%? 20 plus 2. So, 20 plus 2 will be 42. So, 40 plus 4, this has to be 44,000. Right? 24%. 22%, you know. So add one more 2% here. You can do 2% is 4,000. 44 plus 4, it is 48,000. Right? So 22% plus 2% will be 24. 2% will be 4,000. So 48,000. Similarly, we can calculate this. This is how much? 15%. 10% 8,000. Okay. 5% will be half, 4,000. 8 plus 4, this is 12,000. Right? B is 20%. How do you get 20%? Double of 10%. 8,000 double 16,000. 25% is 1/4 of 80,000. 1/4 of 80,000 is 20,000. Right? This is 14%. So 10% is 8,000. 4% will be 3,200. So 11,200. Got the point? 10% 8,000. 4%. 1% is 800 into 4, 3,200. So 11,200. This is 26%. 26% will be 25%. You add 1%. 20,000. If I add 1%, 800. It is 20,800. Once you get these values, you can solve the questions easily. I'm putting these values in the table here. 42, 30, 36, 48, 44. Correct? Look at online coaching. 12,000, 16,000. Okay. 12,000, 16,000, 20,000, 11,200, 20,800. Now, how do you get offline students? Total students minus online students will get me offline students. So you can subtract for yourself. 42 minus 12 is 30,000. 30,000 minus 16,000 is 14,000. 36 minus 20 is 16,000. 48 minus 11,000, it is 27. You have to reduce 200. So 37. Reduce 200, 36,800. 44 minus 20,800, it will be 23,200. Once we got the values, we can solve the questions easily. Right? First question. Any questions for me? No questions. Okay. Let's look at first question. Number of students who are taking offline coaching in D is approximately what percentage more than those who are taking offline coaching in A? Offline coaching in D, 36,800. What percentage more than taking offline coaching in A? That is 30,000. So 36,800. What percentage more than A? It is 30,000. So 2 zeros cancel. You can remove the common factor, or you can say here percentage more, difference 68. Opposite of more is lesser value 300 into 100. So approximately 23%. 23, 3, 69. We have 68. So strictly speaking, 22 point something. He said approximately we can pick up 23%. 23% is present in choice 3. 23% is present in choice 3. Right? Let's move it. What is the ratio of number of students who are taking offline coaching in C, who are taking offline coaching in E? C, offline coaching 16,000, E 23,200. So 16,000 is to 23,200. So this is 8 to 16, 72. 8 9s, 8 20s. 20 is to 29. It is present in 8 is a common factor. I am removing that. So choice 1 should be your answer. Okay, look at 8th question. If 15% and 20% of the students who took offline coaching in B and D respectively had not cleared an examination. Those who taken offline coaching in B and D, 15% of B and 20% of D have not cleared the offline coaching. Here, how many have not cleared offline? 15%, and 20% in D have not cleared offline coaching. Okay. Find the number of students who took offline coaching and did not clear the exam in B and D. Simple. B will be 15%. 10% 1,400 plus 5% 700, half. So 15% will be 2,100. Let me take D. D, it is 36,800. So 20% have not cleared. 10% 3,680. 20% double. 72 plus 7,200 plus 80 double 160. 7,360. So 2,100 plus total is asking 7,360. It is 9,460. 9,460 is present in choice 2. Any questions? You can put it in the chat box. Otherwise, we'll move ahead. 9460. Right? Look at this question. How to solve this? Find the difference between average number of students taking offline coaching in D and E together, those who take offline coaching in B and C. Okay, let me put it here. D and E offline coaching. This is difference between average of D and E and B and C. This is D and E. This is B and C. What is 14,000, 16,000, 30,000? If I remove 30,000, still these two are how much more? 6,800. If I add 800 here, 24 plus 6, the difference is 30,000. No need to write also. By observation, I can say 30,000. He is asking you average by 2 coaching institutes, so it has to be 15,000. Don't take average of D and E, then average of B and C, again subtract. Do that. You'll get the same answer. Average of D and E, average of B and C, then you're subtracting it. I'm saying directly subtract and take the average. No? So how much is B and C? 30,000. How much is D and E? Obviously, in D it is 30,000. This is more than 30,000. Clearly, I can see I'm removing that extra. It is 6,800 plus 23,200. So it has to be 30,000. Average means by 2, it has to be 15,000. Right? Let's move ahead. This is the last question, students. If the total number of students who are taking coaching in all the 5 institutes is increased by 20% in the next year, and the students who are taking coaching in D remains the same, what's the difference between central angle corresponding to students who take coaching in D this year and next year? Actual values are not required. I'll go back. Total people who are taking coaching increased by 20%, D remaining same. What's the difference between central angle of D? That's the question. Let me see here. I'll go back to this pie chart. D, it is 24%. So how much is the angle? 24 into how much? 18 by 5. Right, this is how much? Otherwise, if you have a doubt, you can, how do you convert this? It is total 24 upon 100. You will get the same thing into 360. 2 18s, 2 5s. Same thing. So 5 4s are 20, 45, 8, 72, 18 8s, 144, 72, 86.4 degrees. Right? Next year, I am not taking this, when he is talking about degrees, let us take total as 100 and so on. It has increased by 20%. So my total is becoming 120. D is same. D is same means it is 24 into 100. Value of D is same. Here it is 24% means out of 100 is 24. Next year also total increased, but D value is remaining same, 24. 24 upon 120 is 1 by 5 into degrees. I'm sorry, not percentage, degree. Degree means into 360. So it has to be 72 degrees. So difference 86.4 minus 72, it has to be 14.4 degrees. Let's go back to the question. You got the point. Total 100, 24% will be 24. Convert into degrees, 86.4 degree. Total increase by 20%, 120. D value remaining same. So 24 by 120 is 1 by 5. So 72 degrees. Difference is 14.4 degree. Let me see here. 10th question. 14.4 degree is present in choice 1. Right. So that's all from our side. We are present on all social media channels, students. We are there on Telegram, we are there on YouTube, we are there on Instagram, we are there on Facebook. Please, our social media handle name Time for Bank SSCCGL. If you are not subscribed, please do subscribe to all these channels and click on the bell icon in YouTube to get all the latest news updates from us. Right? Now, if you are looking for a physical classroom coaching, please contact your nearest time center. If you are looking for online coaching, you can go through this link t4e.info/bankssc online. Right? Same link is given in the description box. You can click on that link. You can get all the details. We have live online classes. We have online flexi, that is recorded batches. We have bank standalone course, SSC standalone course. We have bank plus SSC combo courses. We have flexi courses recorded as well as live courses. We have 3-month variant, 6-month variant, 12-month variant. So whatever is suitable to you, whatever is required for you, depending on your requirement, you can choose one course and you can enroll online. So we assure you that we give you all quality classes. So you can definitely go ahead and join. So that's all from our side. And we wish you all the best for your upcoming examinations. Thank you very much, students.